Hello, everybody. It's Ryan from Pi Records, and I'm here with Andrea from Surfnado Tiki Squad. How are you?
Well, very good. Hi, everyone. What's up?
It's very nice to meet you. I've been listening to your album Tiki Fingers from Altered State of Reverb for a while now, and it came out during the pandemic, which I love when new music that new music is still coming out. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you put that together?
Yeah, well, actually, we didn't plan a pandemic, of course, but well, we started the band like 2 years ago, okay, and it was just because when I first met surf music quite recently, all right, no, was like 4 or 5 years ago, after more than 20 years spent in the punk rock scene, stuff like that. And surf music was just like a shock for me. Okay, I mean something I probably really needed, considering a particular moment of my life. So, and it was at the Surfnado Festival in Livorno. And after that, the desire of creating a surf music band, a proper one, and playing original songs was just on top of my to-do list. And that's it. It came out really natural. We start since the first time we rehearsed together. We start writing original stuff, and actually we wrote it quite quickly, just in a few months. Recorded really quickly because it's okay. We call it live studio album.
Oh, wow.
It means we did. Yeah, it means that we didn't spend a lot of money. We just rent the studio for one day. Come
Oh,
on, one, two,
wow.
three, four, just recording. Just go, 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 go. Mixed a little bit, and that was it. We're really satisfied about it.
It really sounds fantastic. Even as fast as you recorded it, turned out amazing.
Yeah, they are really simple songs. Okay, honestly, and the fact that the fact you've got to know yourself very well. I mean, for every song, we just had just 2 or 3 takes max, and
Yeah,
you know why? Not because they were perfect, but they couldn't ever sound better than that. So in the end, it was like,
yeah.
okay, let's go. This is the good one. There's one song I'm not gonna tell the crowd who's listening. There's even one song where my guitar is out of tune. Well, but it's okay.
But practice before you go to the studio, right?
Yeah. Of course. Just
So I want to know where you guys are from, some of the members of the band, and how you got together.
yeah. Well, we are okay. We are based on a city. It's called Ferrara. Okay, it's just between Venice and Bologna. Okay, maybe
Okay.
you know better Venice. It's quite close. It's 1 hour from Venice. Okay, and we all live around the town. We all live around the town, and me and the bassist is called Weiner. A sort of German name, strange name. Anyway, and we have we've played together for I think 15 years. It was the basis of one of my first band ever back in the 90s, and actually when I start thinking about who's gonna play with me surf music, because we are just the only one surf music band in our area. Okay, so nobody here have ever played that kind of music. So it was like a challenge. And when I start thinking about who is the right man for me, I immediately thought about him. Okay, and the drummer is called Fabio, and one of the nicest guy in the world. And he was at the time he wasn't playing actually. He had a lot of bands, a as well from the punk rock and blues rock scene. And he wasn't playing at the time. And thinking about it, I just sent him a message. Probably uh, it was just the first message after 1 or 2 years. We go ahead and talk. I just sent a message. Hey, I've got this idea. Do you want to be in? And that was it.
Awesome. So one thing I find a common thread through surf bands is their punk rock roots. And that really comes that comes through in your music. It's pretty aggressive. Dick Dale style guitars, but still very rocky. You want to talk about your influences?
Yeah. Yeah, well, what you're saying is true. I noticed as well, whoever you talk to who plays now surf music, for some reason, he wasn't a hardcore fan back in the 90s, all right?
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's true. Maybe it's something related to the speed or something, the speed of the music. And as you said, Dick Dale guitar style is really aggressive. I mean,
Yeah.
as Jason Lee once said, the first time I met him, basically he said surf music was the heavy metal when heavy metal didn't exist. It's true. Thinking about if you look at the contest, the Big Day during the 60s, where that style was the only one. It was like listening to black metal now. I mean,
Yeah.
saying the same kind of of attitude. My influences, as I said, I started with the punk rock music. I've always been a great fan of the Sex Pistols, the Ramones, the Clash. A big and a true fan of Bad Religion.
Yeah.
And a lot of the I love them. I've just read the book.
Oh, is it good?
The book about the history. Yeah, it's great. It's great, really. And I passed through like everybody, like everyone, different periods. It was the grunge period, and then then the Britpop period, and then the blues period, and then all like that. The punk rock has been just the constant line in my life.
Yeah. And I think that the DIY aspect of punk rock also is similar to the DIY aesthetic in surf music.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So tell me about how you guys do it yourself.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's just a matter of just the simple fact that you don't need so many, how can I put it, so many pedal effects. You don't need that research of different kind of sounds between a song and the other. The drum kit as well are just basic drum kits. I mean, just the snare drums, the drum kit, and that's it. I mean, the bass. I mean, it's just something really similar to what punk rock attitude was, and it's the same for us. I mean, I just from my previous experience in music, I've just eliminated everything from my pedal board and all those things that. To be honest with you, they got me bored during the years. I mean, okay, I just need an amplifier, my guitar, a reverb, and that's it. I mean, just go into the room, plug in, just play it, have fun, go out, have a beer. That's it. I mean, and it's basically punk attitude. Yes, you're right, absolutely. And we do the same, absolutely. Yeah.
So what is your guitar of preference?
Oh well. I've always been in my life Fender Telecaster man. I've got my Telecaster tattoo on my arm, all right. But for surf music, oh, you got one. I can see you. And but now for for my surf music, I play the Pinto Galaxy 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just the same as
Do you find that the amp has a lot to do with your sound on Tiki fingers?
The what? Sorry?
Your amplifier?
Oh well, I've got Not really. I mean, well, my amplifier, yeah, it's a super reverb, but to be honest with you, it's not so. That amplifier doesn't influence so much your sound. It's not like, for example, an orange amp or a Marshall cabinet set that really got it really gives you a benchmark of their typical sound. It's quite neutral. It's really powerful, quite neutral. So you can add a lot of your dynamics and of your unit reverb, because in the end of the day, it's the reverb unit that gives a lot to the sound and gives that kind of character.
Because it's such a because it's such a strong element. It's out there in the front, the reverb.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's a lot going on in Italy. Maybe not in your town, but there's a lot of Italian surf bands. Do you ever make it out to see the Surfer Joe Festival?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a regular over there, and I have to say that Lorenzo Surfer Joe, okay, Mr. Lorenzo Valambrini, is a great guy. I mean, I can say that he's helping everybody in the Italian surf scene, because it's so easy. I mean, I've got his number. Think about that. He's the number one in the world, okay, about surf music. But you can easily call him, talk to him, ask him for a suggestion, and he's always there, always there, helping you, just for a word and whatever. And even last year I was in vacation. I was on my holiday. I was really close to the city where he lives in Livorno. I called him one afternoon. Hey, can I pass? We have a beer, we have a chat. Oh yeah, right. I mean, yeah. And this is another good aspect of surf music. I mean, if you are a metal fan and you play in a heavy metal band, you can do the same with James Hetfield, all right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, but you can, if you play surf music, yes, you can call Lorenzo and go there and have a nice chat. And yeah, in Italy, we've got quite a few very good bands. And I mean, apart from Surfer Joe, which is, of course, as I said, the number one. But as we mentioned before, the Guantanamos from Florence,
Yeah.
they are so good, so good. Now there's a new album from a band called their debut album will be out with State Reverb. They're called The Tragic Vision from Milan. I heard something, and man, killing it as well. And other bands, historic band like the Bright Post 4. The Bright Post 4,
Yeah.
in my opinion, one of the best bands in the world. The Surfoniani as well, they are back in the business. The Molokai Cocktail, I met them last year. Always, and as you probably know, they're all nice guys. First thing, okay. Second thing is they are great musicians. But first thing, they are all nice guys, really. Especially now, one different I noticed in the surf music scene is that compared to other kind of like rock scene and stuff like that, on the social media, which is nowadays, I don't want to say if it's good or bad, but it's the center of the promotional and everything. Surf music band share themselves and want each other. I mean,
Yeah.
we share stuff from the other bands, and they share our stuff, and that's great. The kind of thing that you don't see in all the other scene.
Yeah, and that brings me to my next topic, which is the community. You spoke highly of other bands, and that is one thing I noticed about the surf community is that you're all connected in a way that's unusual for any genre of music. You're all connected, spread out all over the world, but you all come together.
Yeah, correct. And that was one of the things that shocked me when I first met surf music, as I said at the beginning. It was at the Surfnado Festival in 2016, yeah. And what shocked me was, okay, the music, okay, that particular kind of sound with the reverb, okay, the colors, but I mean, was the people. I mean, they were all mixed, bands and public, and different ages. I mean, really, there were at least 4 or 5 generations all mixed together, and it was like I was landing on a different planet. And I, bloody hell, I think, what's this? And you really feel, yeah, I loved it. I've loved it. It was love at first sight. And I want to be part of this community. And I remember the year after and the year after, you say just hi, and you start chatting with people. I don't even know the name, but we know each other. We know we are part of
Yeah.
the same community. Hey man, how's it going? Oh, all right. What about Christmas? What about your holiday? I thought, what's name? Oh, I have no idea, but that's great. And that's true. And that's true. We're all connected. I mean, it's a cult scene, and I don't want it to be different. I mean, eh, yes, it's cool because it's a cult scene and it's like that because it's small, not small, but really strong. And as per my previous experience, as I said, in different music and whatever, yeah, it's better small and strong and very connected compared to wide and dusty,
Yeah.
and foggy. Yeah.
So, s- leading off of that community scene, what are some of the bands in Europe that you may have played with, or some of the highlights that Surfnado Tiki Squad has had so far?
Well, unfortunately, we didn't have the chance to play with any other European bands because of the pandemic and whatever. What I'd love, what I wish is one day to share the stage with the Wave Chargers from France. I love them, and there's a funny, a funny episode. Um, they were at the Surfnado 3 years or 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I was waiting for their set. I was waiting, and just the band. There was another band on the stage, and that moment, and my wife asked me, "Can we go to have a go on the wheel? I mean the
Yeah,
panoramic wheel."
yeah.
Okay. I thought, all right. But remember, I want to see, I want to be up there in the front when the Wave Chargers are playing. Yeah, don't worry. So we went up this bloody wheel, and for some reason, the guy who was running the wheel just forgot about ourselves. And we kept going and going and going. And I remember the wheel was just 100 meters far from the stage. And I started hearing the Wave Chargers playing. I was just shouting to the guy that he stopped this bloody thing. And I missed half of their set. But anyway. But surely the Wave Chargers from France. And I would love one day to share the stage with the Mariachi Death Squad from Scotland.
Oh
They
yeah.
are super punky. Oh yes, love them. Yeah.
So when you sit down to write, do you do that as a group? Like you're a three piece, right? Does everybody put
Yep. Yeah.
all their influences in, or do you pretty much show your idea? How does the writing process go for you?
Well, it generally starts with everything with the guitar riff or with an idea on the guitar. Okay, and I've got I normally um, don't write direct on the guitar. Okay, for some reason I can't explain. The melodies and the riffs just come to my mind in very different moments and very often in very unlucky moments, like when I'm at the petrol station filling up my car, or when I'm working, or when I'm outside riding my bicycle. Okay, so I start recording them like whistling into my phone, like okay, so
Yeah.
try to remember, and and then I love to send the riffs and whatever I record to the others, to the other two, because there were songs I just send them a complete idea. But to be honest with you, I prefer just to send the just the riff and listen what the other can put into it,
Yeah.
because you can see, okay, I thought it an example, it's like painting, and okay, I thought to paint this wall yellow, okay, but if you just don't paint it all, but just you spray a bit of spray a bit of color in it, and you leave someone else just adding something, well, it might be completely different to what you had in your head, but it might be much better. So and we're just a three piece. We are very open friends. So if something is really is ugly, we just don't we just say directly, no, this is ugly. Or okay, let's try it. And in the end of the day, just it works. So it's all right.
Awesome. Um, so is Tiki Fingers the only thing you have out right now?
Yeah, but we have finished despite all the limitation here in Italy, because we've been actually able to rehearse in the last 6 months, I think 5, 6 times or more.
Oh,
But we have, but we wrote the entire new album already. So we are just
wow.
going into pre-production. Yeah, and I think we'll be able, if no limitation, during the next 2, 3 months, we'll be able to go into the studio end of June, beginning of July to record the new one. And then we'll speak with Josh from our State Reverb, and we set up the release date. So,
Yeah. So
uh,
do you plan on recording it the same way as Tiki Fingers?
mm, the basement will be the same. I mean, yeah, it will be again the three of us in a room, amplifiers up to 10, and let's go. But we love to add a bit of just a few guitar overdubs, and and there will probably be a special guest, I mean a trumpet in a particular
Oh,
song.
nice.
That would be the title track. Yeah, 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 yeah. And so for one of those, Western, all Western film style song,
Yeah,
which I
like
love. So
spaghetti.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So uh if you don't mind, I'd like to talk about your guitar layering. Do you have
Yeah.
the melody figured out first, or like the basic rhythm, um or do you figure out the rhythm after you have the melody?
Uh, it comes together, to be honest with you, because, like as I said, I don't write directly on the guitar, but all of a sudden there's something that comes to my mind, and I start not singing. It's like I've got a radio in my brain that start playing, and I can hear the song. Okay, I can hear the song, and yeah, an idea of the rhythm. I can hear the melody, or there's another way. I sometimes write some song. It's just when I'm playing something and I made a mistake, and from that mistake I said, "Oh, hey, hold on a moment, this was cool." And then I start,
Mhm.
I'll follow that wave, okay, and then in that case I follow then about the rhythm, and
Okay.
yeah.
And I've heard a lot of musicians talk about how they write, and the ones that have the whole idea in their head before they even touch an instrument, that's a gifted musician right there.
I think, I've got, now you can see me, and I've got quite big ears, so I think it's It's all connected, you know. These big ears are my gifts. Okay, and it's probably connected to the music. No, I experimented right now for the last song of the brand new album, a different kind of approach. I mean, generally, the music I write, the music we write, then gives me images, okay, and turn me thinking about some sort of images. There's just the very last song we wrote. I started from images I've got in my head, and it was like trying to think about a soundtrack. You know, I've got some images and some scene in my head connected to some sort of events, and I start thinking about, okay, it was like writing the soundtrack of these, like it was a movie. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was. I'm happy about that. It was just the first time, and I think I'll try to do it again because the result is really is quite interesting. Yeah.
Very cool. I love to hear stories about how people come up with songs. Another thing I like to hear about is Tiki. Although your music is very aggressive, um, there is a Tiki element, and would you like to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. Um, well, maybe it's our view or my personal view of the Tiki idols. Okay, but it's like I think about when I think about a Tiki idol, I soon start thinking about our sound. I mean, once I was talking to a friend and I said, I want our sound to be like you are walking on the beach during the night, and all of a sudden you see a Tiki idol that lights up and you see lights coming out from the mouth, from the eyes. And if you see something like that, think about the sound that that thing might have, and that is the sound I want to have. Okay, this is sort of um, the Tiki side is something more spiritual or more iconic. Okay, in that sense of the Tiki idol. And then again, I'm a sort of conspiracy guy. I'm more connected with aliens and stuff. I don't want to vote anyone, but it's probably all connected to this kind of thing.
Well, that is such a great visual, and it shows how your connection to not only culture but art, and the art on Tiki Fingers is amazing. Um, how did you come up with the image to go with the music to represent the album?
Oh well, that was a great work from a good friend of mine, and I basically told her all these concept, all these aspect we are talking about, and ask her, we are a trio. We we want to see the idea of the trio of the Tiki trio in always powerful and always mystics, atmosphere, but at the same time giving the idea of the colors and the kindness of the surf music. That's why the tikis are all surrounded by those beautiful flowers. That's the kindness and the warmness of the surf music. At the same time, these three tikis are, you see them, they are just like looking at you, just looking straight at you with the purple background. I mean, it's like, I really don't know how to put it in words, but um, I mean, anyway, I think she was really able to represent the pure essence. I mean, it's one of those cases when you look at the cover, which is exactly what you can find in the album, in the music of the album. I think they are very, very, very connected.
Yeah, definitely,
Mm.
definitely. So how did you guys hook up with Altered State of Reverb?
Oh well, okay. That's another good aspect about surf music. Everything works old style. I mean, when when back 30 years ago, when you just record something, when you could record something and you could contact someone someone from a label, from a promoting agency, whatever it was, a manager, whatever it was. At those time, I mean, probably 30, 35, 40 years ago, it was possible, and actually things work like that. Okay, not nowadays. Apart from surf music, and that was it. I saw some post on Instagram, basically, being all addicted about Tiki stuff, Tiki scene, surf gear, surf there, blah blah. I saw this label, and I love the icon. I love their icon, the State of Reverb.
Yeah.
I noticed it was a label, and I just sent him a message. I just sent him a message. Man, we just recorded. Can I send you something? So maybe you can consider us for the label. Just do it. In a few days, we agreed, and that was it. And really happy, and I was really surprised. I mean, as I said, I spent 20, 25 years in the other scenes, in other kind of music scenes, with other kind of business approach, all modern, and basically everywhere in rock, blues, rock, whatever it was, indie rock, or supposed to be indie rock, as I call it. It's all about just give me $100, and then I'll tell you, and we'll see how it works. But first of all, just give me $100. Okay, but it's just for the promotion, and you don't even know whether what kind of promotion. And with Josh, with Outer State Reverb, I was so nicely surprised. I think at the beginning, he might have thought I was some kind of weirdo, because I kept asking him, okay, but I didn't want straight to ask, okay, just tell me straight. I mean, how much have I got to pay? Okay? Because I was so surprised it wasn't working like that. And at the end of the day, it was just a deal between the two parts, as it used to be, and in my opinion, as it must be. Okay, just we work together for the. I like your stuff. We work together for the same thing. If it's good for both, and that's it. If it's not, all
Yeah.
right, we tried, and that's it. And we really love the his works, and yeah, we're so happy. We're really happy with them. Yeah, absolutely.
It's great to see Surfnado Tiki Squad next to a band like the Neptunas.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
it's
that's
great.
true. That's true.
It's great to see them have the same home.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so is your album available on vinyl or CD as well?
No, no, because quite honestly, we were uh, just at the beginning. We thought just to do the digital version, and I'll tell you why. There's a logistic reason, because I've got no more room in my garage for all the leftovers of my previous bands. I've got loads, loads of albums from my previous bands, and t-shirts and promotional gadgets and whatever. Okay, I'm just joking. Not really. So we thought, okay, we start with the. We actually thought, okay, we start with the digital, and then we'll see if we start touring, or we go to festivals and all the rest. Unfortunately, it was the pandemic spreading around, so there was no tour, because this was the album with the shortest tour ever. And so for the moment, it's just digital. But the nice thing about this thing is that everybody can listen to it, and it's free streaming. So, I mean,
Awesome. Is there anything about the new record you want to talk about, or anything coming up that you might want to talk about before we sign off?
well, okay. So we started. I've got, okay, I'll tell you, this is breaking news, a great anticipation. Okay, a great anticipation. Okay. While the first album was called Tiki Fingers, that sounds a bit like a Rolling Stones album, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sticky Fingers. Okay, the next one, thanks to a great idea of our drummer, will be called Swell Like Tiki Spirits. This is the only anticipation, but it's this is breaking news. It's a great title. That's a
I
great
like it.
title.
Very, very cool. So I'm so glad we got to talk, and I look forward to hearing your new music. And I want you to tell everybody where people can find your music, your websites, and if you're on Facebook or Instagram.
Absolutely. Okay, so as said, you can listen to our album Tiki Fingers on every digital platform, whatever you use, Spotify, Deezer, YouTube Music, iTunes, wherever. Okay, and the website. Okay, just go on outerstateofreverb.com and you can find us and all the other Outer State of Reverb bands. And on social media, of course, it's quite simple. Just at Surfnado Tiki Squad on Instagram and on Facebook, and we were there. Send us messages and wherever you want. Okay.
Well, that's great. One last thing. Have you done any comps?
Any?
Compilations?
No, not yet. Not yet.
I know that's a big thing in the US. And I'd love to hear some of your songs next to other songs. That would be a real treat. I loved your album so much, so I want to thank you so much.
Perfect. I'll send you the link so you can listen to it, put whatever you want.
Awesome.
And on your radio show and stuff. And we'll keep in touch. Thank you so much. It's been so nice. I don't know, it's been 40 minutes. They're flying and it's really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye, everyone.